to another episode of Renae Reads. I'm not sure if that's going to remain the title of this section of the channel, but you know, we've been evolving and, you know, growing, and so there's going to be some growing pains with the name. I like the name, but like I think I also just am really into alliteration, and so maybe it'll stay Renae's Reads, maybe it won't. I'm Sage Renae. Welcome to the channel as I start yapping. Today we're going to be talking about a book that comes out tomorrow on March 19th. This book is called Flirty Little Secret. It's by Jessica Lupe. Not really sure how to pronounce your last name, but Jessica, you wrote a really good book. I loved it. Okay, and so this book is about Lucy, and what is his name? He just goes by Fletcher. Okay, Lucy and Fletcher. Lucy is a school counselor, and she is really good at her job. And she also has a secret identity as an influencer who like talks about being a school counselor and has like chronicled her grad school journey. Doesn't that sound a little familiar? And so obviously I was like, yeah, I want to read this because, you know, as somebody who is very outward on the internet and very public, there are parts of my life that I keep very secret. And like me in real life, it's very secretive about me as an influencer on the internet. And so me and Lucy already twins. But then Fletcher comes, he moves in. Well, he doesn't move in with Lucy, but he moves to the same town. They start teaching at the same school, and unbeknownst to Lucy, Fletcher follows her on Instagram and is like really close friends with her as an influencer, not as Lucy the person. And so this book follows their love story, and let me tell you, it's very good. I think that when you read it, you can like see the train wreck coming, and you can see exactly where there's points where like, oh, he's gonna mess up, and oh, this isn't how he should do this, or oh, this isn't how Lucy should do this. But you just have to keep watching to see what happens and see how it unfolds. But you know what's going to unfold. And there's a point in the book where like you can like clear as day see like, oh, this is going to be a problem, and it ends up being a problem 100%. And this is like me being without spoilers. I feel like pretty early on you predict what's going to happen, but there are other twists and turns in the book that you don't expect to happen, which I thought were really good. And so I really enjoyed this book. I give it like a 3.75/4. Like I'm gonna round up to a 4-star. I thought it was good. I really like the representation of anxiety and depression as someone who like on the internet has their life together, but in real life does not have their life together. I really appreciated that representation, and like just how anxiety and depression work, not as like a mental health professional, but as like somebody who experiences these things. That I felt like the representation of that was really good. There's lots of diverse characters and ethnicity and socioeconomic status and I think sexual orientation. There's a lot of like drama in the background brewing as Lucy and Fletcher worlds collide, and I think that was really interesting to me. Like there are parts in the story where I really wanted to know more about the sisters, more about Lucy's sisters, more about Fletcher's sister, more about Fletcher's family in general, hearing more from Fletcher's mom, but the story is not about them, and so otherwise I think we would have gotten more about them. But I think that they are interesting side characters when like the main characters are Lucy and Fletcher. I feel like there is a character in the book that seemingly Lucy feels like has her entire life together. And I really like the representation of like, even when people like you perceive people as having their lives 100% together, they feel very differently about their lives. And so I feel like there's like good messaging about just like, you know, you never know what people are going through, and you never know how other people perceive themselves. And so like, as someone who has been told a lot of times, they're like, oh my gosh, your life is so perfect, blah blah blah, as someone who doesn't feel that way about my life, like it was good representation of that. I feel like there is a really good smut scene. I don't know what to say in these videos about like sex scenes. Like I feel like in TikTok and book talk people call them spicy scenes, and so I'll just continue using that language. And so like, if you don't know what a spicy scene is, you know, maybe get on book talk and figure it out. But I feel like there is I think there's one scene that is like spicy-esque. It's really well done. It makes sense. It is very like on brand with the characters. It makes a lot of sense in the story, but otherwise there's not that much spicy. So if you're looking for a book that is like more on the less sexual content realm, this book, it would be good. There is a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as some of these other books I've read this year. So yeah, so that's good. I think that the representation across the board was just done beautifully, not in a way that's like, what's the word, like, oh, this person's like a different ethnicity just because, like, it was intentional and it made sense. This book has lots of mental health representation, which I love and adore. Fletcher is super sugary sweet. I think that he is a really good guy, and he tries really hard to be a good guy, but sometimes he lets his own stuff get in the way, which, I mean, obviously don't all of us get in our own way. Anyways, I think this book was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was like a good read, like a quick read. It didn't take that long. I feel like it took me longer to read it because I was like, oh, this is gonna end really fast, and I don't want it to end because I love Lucy and Fletcher. So all that to say, I would recommend this book. I recommend this book for someone who is like just starting to get into romance books and is not wanting to overly sugary sweet, like in your face cliche romance book. There is some like excuse me, forced proximity because obviously Lucy and Fletcher work together, but there's also forced proximity because they know each other on the internet. And what else was I gonna say? Forced proximity, they kind of know each other. There is, I won't say a crazy ex, but there's an ex-girlfriend in the picture. There's lots of talk about family and community and camaraderie, which I think are very important things. And so yeah, this book comes out tomorrow. I hope that you will pick it up anywhere that you can pick up books. I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was just like a good read. Like, I was just like, yeah, this is a solid good read for not solid good read. This is a solid read for someone who's like just now getting into romance book. I feel like this book would have been good for me when I was first starting this like romance girly journey. And yeah, so thanks so much for hanging out. Be sure to go get Flirty Little Secret tomorrow when it's on shelves, and I will see you guys next Monday. Bye.